Alrighty, everybody, welcome back to Handy as Hell. Let me see if I can set this up. Look what these monkeys did. So, that is the outlet for the stove. And there's a little recess back here in the stove, but not enough space to get the stove to go all the way back to the wall. So there is a gap left between the back edge of the stove and the wall. So we need to rectify that. I'm thinking that baseboard should not be there either. There's no point in that baseboard, so we'll probably pull that baseboard out. Although looking at the stove, it might not affect it, so maybe that's creating work where there isn't any. But basically what we're going to do is going to go into the house, we're going to investigate this thing here, and probably go to the hardware store, get a box and correct outlet and fittings and everything, and try and rectify this problem. Oh, this is going to be fun. Okay. Well, the good news is we have fantastic access underneath here. So let's pace off where we think the outlet is, and then I'll be able to figure out where to go look. Okay, according to my very scientific measurements, it's right there. Look, that big black cable. That was easy. So let's go check it out. I need to get around the back there. Probably not wearing the correct clothes today. That was a bit of a schoolboy era, but I'm loving. What is all this? This looks like the dryer or something was venting down here. In fact, right there. The hell is that? Is that the dryer vent? Okay, that's interesting. Not too sure about that. All right, here we go. Okay, good news. Looks like this is going to be a very easy job, because there's so much slack that might actually be able to just fit in a recess behind the stove. Ooh, I think the client's going to be happy about this. Now, this is a perfect opportunity. If this is indeed the case, this is, let me see if I can see myself. Oh, does that look crazy? This is a perfect opportunity to decide in your career as a handyman, do you want to be honest and respected and always have work? Or do you want to be the guy that goes chasing the money and just creates work where there isn't any? And you'll see what I mean when we go back upstairs. But this would be very easy. This would be very easy for me to tell the client, oh yeah, I had to put like a proper recess box in there and la-dee-la-da, create a few hours work. But what's the right thing to do? The right thing to do is actually go see if we can make this work. And how should I say this? Sleep well at night. Okay, let's go back upstairs, see what we got. All right, we're back topside. And I need to figure out if this, oh my God, look at that. Look at the ground just sticking out. That's a bit sketch. Okay, I'm gonna go turn the power off. That's better, power's off. So I need to decide. It still looks like it's gonna be short. I was hopeful, maybe if I pull a staple out down underneath. I was hopeful okay, let me show you this. Okay, so this is the back of the oven, the range. And the back left-hand corner, if you're looking at the back side of it, or the back right-hand corner from the front, has a little recess there. And I think that recess is just big enough to hide this guy in there. But look at that. Look how, I mean, I guess that's safe. I mean, it's just the ground. But it looks like there's a nut on the inside missing or something. But anyway, it looks like we might be able to get away with just sneaking that big guy in the back side there. Now, if that is the case, Bob's your uncle. So, let's see if I can do that, and then I'll update you. Okay, I got the range halfway in. And here's what we're looking at down there. See that guy? It's on the right-hand side. He's to sneak in there. Let's cross our fingers. Okay, well, with the best will in the world, sadly, I was hoping to get away with this, but it looks like we still have a bit of a gap, and we're gonna have to do something about it. We tried. I'll give it one more go, but I think we're gonna have to create a outlet box in the wall or in the floor. Okay, so I gave it my best shot, and this is just too awkward to make it work. And spoke to the client. They just said, go ahead and put a box in the wall, which I think is gonna be the best thing for everybody. So I'm gonna take this wire out. We got a bit of slack downstairs. I'm gonna run it under, create a new hole in the sill plate, and put a recess box in here. And that's what we are going to do. Yeah, so off to the hardware store. All right, so after careful thought, first things first, we're gonna remove the baseboard. All right, best laid plans and all of that. So, as you can see, originally my plan was to put the outlet there because I found a stud here. What I didn't realize is this is very unusual. There are two studs here, very close together. So now I'm going to mount the box a bit higher up, attached to the side of this stud. And I think if we place the outlet sideways like that, it will still work. And then this, I'm afraid, is just going to have to get patched. But that's what happens sometimes. Can't help it. All right, so phase one is pretty much completed. Now we have to move the wire 3 inches and 1/8. No, 3 1/4 inches that way. So we're going to go under the house. We're going to drill up. That will take us into the middle of the sill plate there. And that's the new location to come up inside the wall. Okay, before we do any of that though, I'm going to take this guy apart. Now, you saw me, well you didn't see me, but I told you, turn the breaker off. If you are at all uncomfortable with doing any electrics, then just don't bother. Get an electrician in. That's my big advice. But obviously, number one is you turn the breaker off. Number two is you don't trust the breaker. You come over and you test. And we have nothing. Okay, to be sure, you really don't want to mess with this stuff. Okay, so you want a foolproof way of getting these connections correct. This is the cover that came off. There it is, right? This says on here 125, 250 volt, 50 amp. Okay, this is the new outlet, right? We're going to orientate it exactly the same way, like that, there. So take a picture, take a video, which wire came from which, and just match them up, okay? Simples. You can also see that they kind of color code the screw terminals. So you can see here we have two what look like copper colored screws. Brass, really. Those are your hots. Okay, so this is, you know, 240 volts here. So two hots there, the black wires into these two guys. Then you see here just a silver colored screw with a gray cable there, neutral. And then there just your bare aluminum or aluminium wire going to the green nut. That's your ground. Okay, so on the back of the new one, two hots, neutral, ground. Simples. And then if in doubt, don't throw away your packaging, okay? Idiot's guide on the back of your packaging, right there. Go in your hole, cable. Go in your hole. Back to where we should be. So try to set this camera up. We're going to measure 3 1/4 inches over towards me, and we're going to drill a new hole. Like butter. power. Right, not too sure how successful that filming would have been, but basically cable, new hole. Let's get out of here. Oh look, there you are, darling. Oh, if I didn't know any better, I would have thought that was planned. Okay, let's connect up the box. Okay, there we go. Box is in, attached to the stud. Cable is in with the proper clamp into the box. So we're all wired up. Just put a cover on there, replace that bit of drywall, see if it works. All right, there it is. We're hooked up. Like I said, a bit of drywall work to do. I have to come back and do some more work here, so I'm gonna put this back for now and I'll do that later. But as you can see, we have power, everything works. So now let's see if we can get this thing flush to the wall. And pa-pam! There we are, back against the wall. Flush with the front. Doesn't stick out like an eyesore anymore. Good job, handy as hell. Good job. All right, there we go. That's the end of another pretty easy project. I've been a handyman for a while, so this stuff really doesn't intimidate me, but if it does intimidate you, then just don't do it, okay? Just seek out an electrician. It's really not that complicated though. If you watch a couple of videos, just follow some basic safety rules, okay? Number one, turn the power off of the breaker. Number two, don't trust the breaker, okay? Still check for power inside the box all around. Sometimes houses have been worked on, you get all kinds of funky stuff going on, like extra set of wires in the box that haven't been capped off properly. The box isn't grounded properly, all kinds of stuff. So, yeah, just be very careful, but don't be intimidated. It's not that difficult. All right, I'll see you again on another one.